What the fuck is up?
You bad motherfuckers.
Welcome one and all to the inaugural edition of Wrestling's Real. This is the unfiltered and uncensored video podcast in which we talk about the best and worst shows in the history of professional wrestling. I am Andy, flanked by my brother Kyle.
What's up? I love wrestling, so I want to talk about wrestling.
We're also flanked by our brother from another mother, Mario.
I fucking love wrestling.
Let's get, because wrestling's real.
Wrestling's real. Wrestling's life.
It's real, okay?
For God's sakes.
You know what? I'm pro-choice. I'm pro.
Facts.
I'm pro whatever. I'm
right.
pro wrestling, brother.
I'm pro wrestling.
I am pro wrestling.
So get out of there with that F-word shit. It's not fake, brother.
On our inaugural edition, we are covering the 1992 Royal Rumble live from the Knickerbocker Arena in Albany, New York. Be careful how you say that word.
The Snickersbocker.
The Knickerbocker Arena. So, just to kind of, introduce our audience to, our fandom, Kyle, what was your earliest pro wrestling memory?
Dude, that's a great question because it's tough. I remember watching Stone Cold and The Rock, but I was still so young at the time and couldn't really process who the fuck they actually were.
Yeah.
But I remember watching, having a vivid memory of WrestleMania 20. We had that on DVD. Me and Andrew had that on DVD for I don't know why we did.
It was a giant box set, too.
It was an awesome box set. The WrestleMania 20 DVD box set is fucking awesome.
Oh,
I remember that
huge.
being cool. And then we lost it somewhere. I don't know where the fuck it went.
We let
but
Grandpa borrow it.
whatever. Fuck it.
It's
gone forever.
Is it buried
but
with him?
whatever, I have it on Peacock.
It's probably buried with him.
So it's all good. But WrestleMania 20, that was amazing. And for some reason, I really liked the John Cena and Big Show match, and then Eddie Guerrero, and I like that, Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle.
It's classic.
And then I got excited seeing Undertaker and Kane. I thought it was super creepy.
Yeah.
But
And you were young
also,
at the time.
It was I always knew. I knew at the time it was awful too. I was so bored by it. After seeing Undertaker, I have a vivid memory of Ruthless Aggression era.
Okay, so that is your Attitude Era in a way. That's your attitude.
Yeah, I started remembering wrestling late Attitude Era when it wasn't really Attitude Era anymore, but it's still.
I would argue Ruthless Aggression is even
Stone
more
Cold
attitude.
was a fucking general manager at the time.
Yeah.
I was remembering wrestling.
2003.
So-
He was the sheriff.
Yeah, so it was really weird.
Nice. So Ruthless Aggression, WrestleMania 20. Nice. Mario, what's your earliest wrestling memory? If you close your eyes and you picture yourself as a kid, what was your first memory when it comes to wrestling?
Oh, man. WrestleMania 17 and WrestleMania 15. I'm in the middle there
Oh, man.
of kind of seeing it on TV all the time. It was just on. My dad kind of got me into it because he would kind of put it on, and I would be kind of enthralled by these characters like your Kanes, your Stone Colds, and your...
Kane is fucking awesome.
Now, did he put it on because he was a fan, or did he put it on because it was just something to watch?
I think he was a fan, which we'll
Portuguese people love wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Portuguese love wrestling.
Yeah.
Because it's larger than life. My grandpa was a huge Bruno Sammartino mark, and when they would do WWWF house shows at the Dunkin' Donuts Center, well, it was the Providence Civic Center at the time, my grandpa would go to those shows, and he would tell me stories in Portuguese. It's I saw the Bruno Sammartino, and I saw
He was over as fuck.
he was over as fuck.
All in Portuguese. He was doing all the wrestling carny lingo.
Ele não deita por ninguém. Which translates to he doesn't lay down for anybody.
So yeah, I have big moment was WrestleMania 17 for me because I was a huge Steve Austin and Rock fan. I like them both. I was so much of a mark for both of them that when the ice cream truck came around my grandmother's house, they
those
had
ice cream bars.
the WF ice cream sandwiches. with
That
the
shit
little-
was good as fuck.
And I remember always having the issue because you could pick whatever superstar you wanted.
It was like a surprise, though, right?
No, some of them were marked. because I remember because I had an
Can I
option.
get a Stone Cold ice cream sandwich?
I can
They would-
picture 8-year-old Mario. Can I have a Stone Cold ice cream?
He's talking like fucking
Okay.
Ric Flair. That's right. That is right.
Ric Flair was in the truck and say, "Okay, we got a Razor Ramon, we got a Hulkster, okay,
And we got
fuck
Rocky
Hulk Hogan.
Road. We got Rocky Road. We got
Rocky Road.
We got snow cones.
Rocky
strawberry,
Road, Robert Roode.
chocolate and vanilla. Woo!
Got SpongeBob SquarePants ice cream bars.
Do you like that? Do you like the gum eyes? I don't like that.
Oh, let me see that graphic
I don't like
again.
gum
Let me
eyes.
see that graphic. I'll go with the Flintstone push-up pop. Thank you.
Okay.
Give me the graphic. What's the graphic? What
see
does the
the
graphic
graphic.
say?
Can I say? Uh-huh.
Stone Cold on there or The Rock? I don't know.
By the way, this podcast is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com
Say with Conrad. That's right.
and LLS 4675. I don't know the one. What the fuck does he say?
Equal Housing Lender.
We're all over the place. Mario, so you said 17.
So- Stone Cold.
So yeah, WrestleMania 17. That was like a big deal because, like, again, back to the ice cream truck, I was like, do I want Stone Cold or The Rock? Who's my favorite? The Rock was always special to me, but Stone Cold really went over for me after WrestleMania 17.
Oh, yeah.
That was back in the day. We didn't have Peacock, kids. We didn't have the fucking WWF network.
Nope.
We had to call in to like our local TV station or whatever the fuck it was.
Interesting that WrestleMania 17 is the one that Stone Cold like sold you because like
That's when he
was-
turned heel.
Because
that's when he turned heel.
and
So
he
that's
became
like-
so cool. And it was like right there.
it's
I'm
a
like,
great fucking match.
I'm like, Dad, these are my two favorite wrestlers. They're gonna fight each other. Because you remember that fucking build,
yeah,
which was what the trivia was based on.
The
If-
My Way video
the
package.
like that was when we were going and we like shot that almost shot for some of the things.
yeah.
And going back to that and like seeing that footage again of that My Way video they used to show every fucking week leading up to WrestleMania 17, I'm like, Dad, we gotta watch this.
Too
This
hype.
is gonna be insane. So like when I was able to convince him, I was like, fuck, we're gonna do it. My uncle came over. He barely ever came over to the house, but he's like, you guys gotta watch WrestleMania. We're gonna come over. And we only had the only antennas we had in the house were in the basement tube TV. This little tiny fuck, probably the same size as Andrew's monitor. We're all huddled in front of it with fucking like I think we got like Burger King or something, and we're eating our cheeseburgers and watching this amazing not everything's amazing about WrestleMania 17. You know, there's that
I would
fucking-
argue everything's amazing about that show.
Just about everything.
Just
is amazing.
about everything.
Just about.
like even the gobbledygooker showed up in the fucking Battle
Gimmick
Royale.
Battle Royal, like that's the only thing I'm like.
It was stupid, but it was
you
an
could
attraction.
argue like who fucking cares?
Where
It's
else do you get
WrestleMania.
that, you know?
Exactly.
So my first wrestling memory, it's kind of embarrassing,
Really.
kinda, because like when I see like wrestling YouTubers or like actual wrestlers talk about their first memory of wrestling, it's always something cool, like Roddy Piper hitting fucking Jimmy Snuka with the coconut, or like Hogan slamming Andre. My first wrestling memory was in 1996. I was at Grandma and Grandpa's house. For some reason, they ordered WrestleMania 12. And the first thing I saw was Roddy Piper and Goldust beating the shit out of each other in an alley.
Wow.
Dude, that's a great memory. What? Are you kidding me?
I was like, what the fuck is this? And like,
you think that doesn't compare to like?
I remember my grandpa dying laughing at the end of the match where Roddy like strips Goldust and he's wearing lingerie.
Oh yeah.
Roddy Piper strips Goldust and he's in like a woman's like lingerie, like sexy lingerie.
Dude, that was the best part.
And
of it.
my grandpa lost his shit. He thought it was the funniest thing ever, and I was laughing along too because I'm like, ha ha ha, this is fucking weird.
It's funny because one of my old childhood memories of just watching the show was a Goldust memory too.
Yeah,
when Booker T goes into the hotel with I forget who.
Oh
and
god, he's in bed with a hot chick, and then when he closes the lights, you hear
Goldust.
his voice.
Book Dust, man. Book
like-
Dust was over.
Book
as
Dust
fuck.
was over shit.
Oh yeah.
For me, it was. I like
Him
how
and
he
Booker
was-
was like,
I love that shit.
oh yeah, so
Remember Goldust dressed up as like Darth Vader?
good. Oh, and Booker T had the lightsaber.
That was fucking hilarious.
Great.
Now that we talked about our wrestling memories, let's go to the subject at hand. Royal Rumble 1992, live from the Knickerbocker Arena. Be careful the way you say that.
Snickers.
Snickers.
Just say Snickers
This is-
instead.
The Knickerbocker Arena in Albany,
There
New
you
York. Capacity of 17,000 people. This crowd was fucking ruckus. One of the most famous Rumbles in history. Do you guys know about this Rumble, obviously, before we decided on watching
yeah,
it?
that- That's the
I've
thing.
seen the actual Royal Rumble match twice before watching this.
It's the most iconic Flair moment, and
One of absolutely.
like that's the with a tear in my eye. Like that's the classic.
That
promo.
ending promo is one of the most legendary promos of all time. Not only for Ric Flair is this show super memorable, but Bobby Heenan's commentary, this whole event, it's like watching Michael Jordan in like 1996.
Bobby Heenan and Gorilla
Bobby
Monsoon
Heenan they're both great.
magic.
Bobby, oh my God. Life's unfair. The man had throat cancer. He wasn't able to talk the final years of his life. And like, life's not fair. To take away that man's voice, it's unfair. But the main event match is what's most remembered. It's the first Rumble to be contested for the WWF title. The second one being in 2016, where the Rumble where Kevin Dunn botched AJ's entrance.
I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
When the camera was on
It's all
Roman the whole
good. It
time.
was a good memory.
Oh my God. Within 5 seconds of loading this fucking show in Peacock, Vince is shouting in your fucking ear, announcing everybody.
That's the best.
Shake the steak, Roberts!
I love
Legendary.
that.
Legend.
I love the hexagons and how it looked. And
Yeah,
shit.
it looks like
So
and it's
retro.
like fucking Texas Tornado, Spider-Man, Dr. Octavius, and he's fucking Lisa Ann.
Okay. Jesus Christ. It sounds like Vince is doing an impression of himself.
It's time for the Royal Rumble!
And like we said, the show's commentated by the greatest pair of all time, Heenan and Monsoon. Monsoon is obviously the veteran, the play-by-play guy, the guy who's kind of like been around wrestling his whole life. And then you got Bobby Heenan, who's also been around wrestling his whole life, but he's just a slimy fucking heel. And we need more of that. Corey Graves tries his best to be Bobby Heenan, but
he's probably like the closest.
but he
there is
still misses
at
the mark
moment.
by a lot.
Well, I'm just saying, with the superstars, Vince building up all those wrestlers and stuff, like, you're listening to all this and you're like, okay, some good wrestlers, and then you hear wrestlers like fucking Skinner?
Skinner comes right
the
after Randy Savage.
Who the fuck is Skinner?
I don't know.
Fucking Repo Man and
Not
shit.
in the Rumble. He doesn't come after Randy Savage.
No, not in the Rumble. I mean, in
I
the
know he comes after the Royal Rumble.
Oh,
and
after-
it's a fucking how? It's a career killer. It's a career killer.
We'll get to that.
But,
Oh my
okay.
God. I mean,
Skinner. Who the fuck is Skinner?
so
This is such a weird like era of
so
like
specific,
wrestling.
yeah.
It's really like the whole show. I know it's memorable and yeah, that's awesome. This is Flair's fucking moment and
Yeah.
like it's great. I love it. But at this time, WWF fucking like
Sucked. Yeah, it was pretty.
just when it comes to certain talent.
I mean, we're talking about we're going to talk about the undercard, which is probably the worst undercard I've ever seen.
Not
on
a bad
show.
opener though.
Oh, the
Not
opener
a
was the
bad
best
opener.
match. It was the second best match of the show.
Yeah, yeah.
The opener, of course, being the Orient Express, Tanaka and Kato. Who, by the way, Kato, that guy in the mask, that's Paul Diamond. Max Moon.
Oh, Max Moon.
That's
really?
Max Moon. So it was supposed to be Conan. Remember Conan?
Yeah.
So Max Moon, he was fitted for the costume, and Conan was just like, you know what, Triple A is gonna fucking pay me way more, and I can be myself. I don't have to be fucking Max Moon. So they got a guy who's kind of similar in stature. They got Paul Diamond, who was of course Kato in this match, and they were facing off against the New Foundation, Owen Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart. What the fuck were they wearing in this
Looking
show?
like
highlighters.
straight up like just 90s wallpaper.
Bro,
Like they looked like they looked like some like school book. Like a notebook.
for real. Like,
Oh my god, look at those fucking gems.
I sent this to
like
Andrew,
Jem's
this
background.
exact screenshot, and I said, "This is like me and Andy versus Kyle and Miles Morales."
because of the mask on.
He's got the mask, and he's gonna have has hair like you.
I thought you were gonna say he's kind of black.
I gotta be honest, the only thing I got out of this match was Owen Hart literally can just fucking work with a broom and he's over as fuck. It's
Yeah.
like
To
the
be-
same. It's the same situation with AJ Styles where like he can
Oh, yeah.
work anybody and he's doing fucking great shit.
Dude,
man.
Owen was so ahead of his time. I was watching this match and he was doing like those weird like flips and turns, and his arm drags are so deep.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he was super athletic and just goddamn.
He was doing like fucking hurricanranas and shit.
Yeah, he
Or-
was-
I don't know if it was a hurricanrana. It was like
He was doing stuff nobody has seen. and it's insane.
Just cool shit. Just like cool shit that people still do now.
It's wild. And Owen is...
And the Anvil's coked out of his mind, I'm sure.
Anvil isn't in his best space.
Oh, there was fucking powder flowing around the locker room this night, dude.
Oh, of course it was. It's a Rumble, baby.
Oh
You gotta.
my God.
This was pre-steroid era, so everybody was piping those roids. Everybody was snorting coke.
Even
It
like
was
fucking
Even Hogan here? Yeah, probably.
Hogan.
He was still ripped.
That
He
was the
still
funniest
ripped
shit.
here.
Yeah, Hogan is in the fucking bathroom, and the fucking little British guy goes, "Oh, Mr. Hogan, Mr. Hogan." He's fucking,
Dude, yeah.
he's like washing his hands or some shit. It's like, let me tell you something.
Literally, that's what I wrote down. Like the Hulk Hogan, like that scene. What's his name? The
Lord
announcer,
Alfred Hayes.
Alfred Hayes.
Yeah, he's out. He's fucking. He's a superstar back there. He's fucking. Let me get in there. Get the exclusive interview with Hogan.
Now this
His
Rumble.
room, it says Hulk, right? And you open the door,
It's like a
you would think
bathroom.
it would be like, oh, like a locker room or some shit like that, or it's a bathroom.
Yeah.
His room is a bathroom.
It's just a...
You go into the
There's
stall.
like 2 sinks.
Yeah.
There's a stall in the corner.
That's the best
You
thing.
gotta wash your hands, dude.
I gotta use my urinal. I gotta make sure I have a urinal.
I gotta have a last minute shit, a last minute doo doo before I throw all the jobbers over the top rope.
His boa is hanging over the stall.
Occupado.
Let me tell you something,
1992, and Hulk is still getting his shit in.
He's still getting his shit in. But back to the match. Did you guys remember anything from this match? The opening match.
Like I said before, what I got out of it, I just remember Owen being over as fuck. That crowd, man. Like really, I really one of the best parts about this pay-per-view is the crowd, because they're so bought in on everything.
Because
So
wrestling was still real. I was telling Kelly, I'm just like, remember, they think that it's still real.
yeah,
They're not
like,
smart fans in the
I
crowd.
don't have to worry about like people like fucking booing like Owen Hart for being like a baby face.
Yeah, like
Like a cheesy baby face.
yeah,
It's great.
It's not a smarky crowd where they're just gonna boo everything and you
Yeah.
know, this is stupid. It's just
But
dumb
I,
shit.
I don't know a goddamn thing about Orient Express.
I don't know. All I know is that Pat Tanaka is he's pretty revered as like one of the best like workers ever.
Really?
Yeah. So anytime him and Owen in the ring, I was watching. I'm like, oh, this is smooth as fuck.
No, it was good.
Obviously, Anvil, he didn't really do anything, but he had a great hot tag in the match. Like
I don't remember.
when Owen went to the corner, like Jim's just fucking, and then he slaps his
Oh, I
hand.
see,
Crowd
yeah.
goes fucking crazy.
Again, yeah, the crowd, man. The crowd is crazy.
The finish was Owen picked up the win with a rocket launcher, which is basically, Anvil throwing Owen onto whoever his opponent was. 1, 2, 3. Baby faces go up. Look at those faces. They're so adorable. We already talked about Alfred Hayes a little earlier interviewing Hogan, but he was backstage talking about Brett losing the IC title 2 days earlier at a house show.
Yeah, they showed house show stuff.
And it was around here.
It was in Springfield, Massachusetts. The Mountie basically
Mountie, yeah.
Mountie beat Bret Hart, and then Roddy saved him at the house show, which basically sets up the match for
Roddy.
tonight.
Yep.
So Sean Mooney's interviewing the Mountie and Jimmy Hart, and the Mountie is just, he makes me laugh with his facial expressions. Everything he does is just super fucking funny. Like
He's hamming it up.
He's hamming it up. Jimmy Hart, he never really did anything for me.
Dude, Jimmy Hart, man, like
We took a picture with Jimmy Hart.
We did.
I really don't want to like be like such an asshole.
No, be an
I
asshole.
fucking hate Jimmy Hart. Dude.
Good.
I fucking hate him.
This is
And
about
again-
honesty.
Again, during this time, man, I hate this fucking wrestling time because Jimmy Hart managed every fucking heel.
He
dude.
has all the names
shows
of the
up-
people he fucking managed.
He
on
shows
his
up fucking like 3 times in this pay-per-view,
He
bro.
does.
And it's annoying. And I get it. You're a heel. You're annoying me. You're doing your job great, Jimmy.
The Mountie always gets his man. Jacques Rougeau is a fucking treasure to wrestling. He was actually a
But
big
you know
star.
who's more of a fucking treasure?
Who?
Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper was a fucking treasure. Okerlund interviews Piper. Roddy's on top form.
Roddy Piper, babyface, like we have that conversation where who are the greatest wrestlers that were babyface and heel? And honestly, like after just watching this, Roddy's a fucking great babyface.
Big time.
And of course he's known for being a heel.
And this is after like They Live and stuff. So
Yeah,
he's,
yeah.
like,
So
getting
super Hollywood Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper is a great babyface and a heel. And
He is so on fire.
What did he
on
say in this
pay-per-view.
promo? Saying that, like, the Mountie's having dreams about them? No, he's like, oh, Mountie's gonna have dreams about me, and I bet they're wet ones, too.
I think you've been dreaming. I think it's been all wet, too.
Oh, on that note, let's get back to ringside.
And Okerlund, of course, is the classiest motherfucker alive. He's like, whoa, okay, then.
Yeah.
Cuts you off. Okerlund is so great. Okerlund just makes everything legitimate. Like, I want Okerlund to officiate my wedding. Like, his ghost. I want his ghost to officiate my
Commands
wedding.
the room. There's even that section in the Rick promo, that classic, put that cigarette out.
You have made world. Put that cigarette out.
Put that cigarette
And
out.
he
yeah.
goes back into like action.
Everyone's on fire. tonight,
Everybody
man.
is on
Everyone's
top form. God damn, this is so
lots
good.
of funny characters in this pay-per-view.
Yeah, my wife watches with me, Alicia. She was like, she's like, what the fuck is this? Because she's like, she knows like the PG era and stuff.
Right.
But she's like, this is like really ridiculous. I'm like, yeah, that's just how it was back in the day. It just, of course, it was ridiculous, but this is what we loved. And like, she's like, when she heard Roddy Piper talking, she's like, this is like fat bastard or something. I'm like, come on now. Imagine fat bastard cutting the fucking overweight child promo over this. When you're an overweight child.
It's a kilt,
At
not
the
a
men.
skirt.
It's a kilt, god damn it.
Okay.
But like, yeah, he's over as hell, man. He's seeing, she's seeing all these like these people, like she's used to seeing them old. And then I was like, you'll remember Roddy Piper because then fucking what's her name stole his gimmick, fucking Ronda Rousey and shit.
Yeah.
So she remembers. I was like, oh, I remember that now. 'Cause she's like,
Yeah.
I remember that font and shit. I'm like, yeah,
That's because of
There's-
this guy.
It's Roddy
this
motherfucking
is where
Piper.
it comes from. So I'm like, these are important people. Like,
Piper's on top form, and when I say top form, I mean cocaine. He's coked up out of his
Is he?
Oh,
they all are.
Damn.
Oh, Roddy would snort like a motherfucker back in the day.
bro,
I mean,
when
I'm
they
sure,
go
I'm
through,
sure,
like, it is
whatever.
right before the
It's okay.
Rumble.
It's all right.
They're vibing.
Let them vibe.
We're jumping around a little bit, I guess, but like right before the Rumble, because this is back when they just like announced everything. Next match coming up, blah, blah, and they would be like, "We're gonna hear from some of the superstars of the Royal Rumble," and he just cut to different fucking like promos of like Mach, fucking Hogan. Everybody is like cutting a little promo, and it's like I'm like, I love this.
Yeah.
But you get to really see all the because you have like someone like Repo Man showing up.
Dude, don't even
know?
get me started on Repo
I-
Man.
I
It's
can
just
go off on
goofy.
Repo
But then you
Man.
have these legends show up that are like, holy shit. Undertaker, Paul Bearer, man. It's like, my Undertaker.
It's tremendous. I wish we had more
so
of that
good.
now before the Rumble. That would be really cool. Like,
Yeah, now
little-
it's just fucking Roman. Like,
Yeah, you don't
just
get-
answer any questions before the fucking show.
Yeah.
You don't get much of that. You don't get much of those like pre-promo. What is it? The pre-promo Royal Rumble gimmicks, whatever the fuck it's called.
Pre-recorded interviews and stuff.
Yeah, I love that. They did do that recently, but it just comes across.
That's why I appreciate
corny.
the COVID era. COVID era kind of brought you back to those old school moments,
he's kind of right.
you know?
Yeah, but like it's you got to do it a certain way.
Like,
I
obviously,
think.
fucking
So
Undertaker
it doesn't-
bearing AJ Styles literally was ridiculous.
You know what they gotta
What?
bring back, and they did in some way where they roll the numbers.
Oh, the roulette.
Yeah,
That
they
was
gotta
cool.
do that. But like, I want like mischief to happen.
Eddie Guerrero stole
like
my
in,
Gary
number.
Guerrero
like in,
stealing his number.
like shit like that. Like I want that.
Guerrero.
Guerrero! Guerrero! Guerrero stole my number!
This one's way more straightforward.
Very
than
straightforward.
anything.
So we got Roddy Piper versus the Mountie. And the Mountie, the picture I'm showing on screen right now, the Mountie, his
Look at
face
that.
looks like my face when my fiance smells my fart, but
Oh god,
it wasn't me, babe, I swear.
Piper is me right now. I'm cheesing.
The match starts off as a brawl. Piper is over as shit. Like, huge
Yeah, he
pop,
is.
Hollywood
Yeah, he
pop.
is.
This match was very punch-kicky. There was a particular spot in the match where I really, really enjoyed. It was Piper overselling weak offense. Kind of like I oversold Mario's weak offense in Florida
on.
in the wrestling ring. He took a patented Andrew bump.
Andrew's a great worker.
I just oversell everything. Did you guys notice throughout this show, there was just a like unnecessarily loud cowbells going off?
I have it in
Yeah,
my notes.
yeah.
I said, this is the only Rumble that I can watch with a blindfold because I hear that cowbell
Yeah.
in Rick's entrance.
It's a buzzer! No! Oh, yes!
It's not just there. It's
But
all over
it's
the
the whole
fucking
thing.
show. Every time there's a huge...
I thought that was like the timer.
No, that's just some
it's a
dickhead in the
kid.
crowd.
I would assume, and wouldn't surprise me if that little runt
was instrumental in the Mountie becoming the champion to begin with.
Oh, what an asshole.
But I remember hearing that.
Fucking ruined it for everybody.
In the actual show, and I'm like, this is definitely the Rumble, because I remember that fucking bell from Rick's entrance. I've seen that video a million times.
To the finish. Roddy Piper puts Mountie in a sleeper hold, wins the IC title, and then zaps him with the cat.
Did you get something fishy out of this? The zap.
Oh,
when
yeah.
he zapped him, there was
My
like
wa-
a zap noise.
There's a zap noise that
There was
plays
like a
over the
buzz,
PA.
It was like a buzz noise.
Kevin
that
Dunn
they-
hit the fucking button.
Like, what are you doing?
You know what
I
it
have
sounds
that in
like?
my notes.
It sounds
Buzzer shock noise. What the fuck was that?
It sounded like the doorbell on the Rugrats. I swear to God, it was so stupid, but the crowd bought it. And Roddy Piper's the new IC champion. We obviously just grazed over it, so I'm going to transition. Alfred Hayes talks
Oh, there's Hulk Hogan's room.
He's in the bathroom. Look at that.
Alfred Hayes catches up with Hogan.
Look at that fucking face.
Alfred Hayes catches up with Hogan in his bathroom / dressing room. And did you guys get anything out of this? Like, Hogan comes off as such a sleazeball.
Oh, dude, that's his whole fucking role in
even
this
remember what he
Rumble.
was
In
saying.
kayfabe, he's like the worst person. He tells kids, "Hey, say your prayers and eat your vitamins. You can grow up big and strong like me." It's like, motherfucker, you shot a syringe up your ass.
You're fucking. You're putting your fucking boots on in front of a sink.
Listen, this guy is
At least my
Captain
boot,
America
brother.
at this time.
He
You need
does.
to-
He does have a dope quote where he's just like, "Now this Rumble, 30 men, blah 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 blah." He's like, "This is my cup of tea."
And you know a lot about tea, my friend.
Because he's
Great.
British.
He's fucking Captain America.
He's fucking
and you need to
British.
accept that. He's also Mr. America as
No,
well.
he's not. We now go backstage to Mean Gene Okerlund, the Bushwhackers, and Jameson.
Oh, brother.
Vince McMahon set Jewish people back 50 years. Jameson is probably the worst fucking creation that Vince has ever had.
Oh, dude.
And that's saying something. Kane raped Lita,
And Gene Snitsky supposedly
kicked the baby, and then she had to shoot
Katie
miscarriage.
Vick.
Yeah, like Vince has done stupid shit. Jameson's the worst thing.
This has got to be one of the worst things ever, and please let me spare me that. Because you got to have a drink when it comes to this,
Jameson.
because this is probably one of the worst parts of. This is not one of the worst. This is the worst part of the fucking whole pay-per-view, in my opinion.
Jameson is like... Okay, so little backstory. I did a little bit of research. Turns out the guy playing Jameson is an improv comic who would, do comedy clubs and improv
Really?
shows in New York. Yeah, and Vince saw him, and then he went up to him after the
Fell
show.
in love with him,
Yeah,
huh?
because he was doing like a Jameson character. Which
Which was fucking jiggling keys in front of Vince.
yeah, and Vince went up to him.
Look
after
at this jiggles. Vince is probably loves that shit.
Vince went up to him after the show and said, "Ha ha ha, we gotta get you part of the Fed, pal." And sure enough,
Oh, you can work, brother.
thankfully, after the Rumble '92, we don't see Jameson ever again, so that's pretty dope.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is the first and last.
No, it was like a lead up because he showed up on the Bobby
okay.
Heenan show and they put him with the
Good, though.
Bushwhackers.
Good. I'm glad they fucking got rid of him, because this is the worst thing
I
I've
don't
ever
know.
fucking seen.
What the fuck is his character? Is he like
It's so what I got out of it, like I literally just got like
Jewish
cousin Kyle vibes from
Jewish
South Park.
stereotype?
Just like
It's like
you do not want to be around this person. He's so fucking annoying,
He's
and
like-
he's a useless manager. I can't believe it's a babyface manager either. You're like, supposed to like and cheer for these people, but these guys are just fucking have no brain cells. They're on 2 pounds of coke. They lick children.
which should not fly nowadays.
They come out and they
class-
literally licking people's faces.
It's like a class 3
It's
sex offender.
disgusting. Imagine doing that now.
Bro, Jerry
I want Rhea Ripley to do that.
dude.
But that's it. I don't want these fucking gross, redneck, stinky people licking my fucking children and my cheeks.
Jameson's like a cross between like Jerry Lewis and like the Jewsians from South Park.
Choose a max.
Yeah, like those aliens. And that
Look at the
planet where-
heckmas on that Choose a max.
stick your finger in my pressure. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what Jameson is.
No, I would actually cheer for that if that happened. If it was two dudes
That would
just
be-
fucking snorting coke and fucking each other,
Offer-
I would rather cheer for that than this. I think Bushwhackers, I don't know who likes the Bushwhackers. I can't believe they're Hall of Famers. Rest in peace, though. Rest in peace. I think they're very, like, entertaining. Like, they're trying their hardest.
Before the Bushwhackers, they were the sheep herders in Australia putting on like death matches and shit.
Oh, good for them then.
Yeah, they were bad motherfuckers in
I
Australia.
hate the Bushwhackers though.
No, the Bushwhackers.
They didn't
were
do
whack.
that shit here.
Yeah.
So as a average fan, like a fan, just seeing this, it's awful.
Mario, you're looking a little. You're shaking in your boots there. What's
so
up?
I have an answer for you, Kyle.
Yeah, what is it?
One person that I know of, although they were pretty over. There was Bushwhackers.
He's right.
Fucking fans out there with signs and shit.
I don't
People
get it.
love them.
I don't
People
get
love
it.
them.
I know they're over, and
But my dad loves them. And I've never like really seen the Bushwhackers. I've never seen like a
I can
match.
picture your dad smiling and smoking a cigarette on the couch.
Because he
licking people's faces.
so
He's licking your mom.
seeing them in action, I was like, I get it now. Why my father's the way he is now.
What does that mean?
Does he
Because-
lick your face?
No, but he'll like always make like funny faces like this. And he does the fucking strut sometimes. I'm like,
What? Your
he's,
dad's a bushwhacker?
he's a fucking bushwhacker,
for a
Mark.
shoot. He's a bushwhacker. These
It's
guys
like-
are bushwhackers.
It's the equivalent of me
Working.
doing the Flair strut when I'm bored and I just walk around.
Oh yeah.
He
Oh,
will
I
do
see. Yeah, okay.
to the point where like I'm like watching this promo is fucking tremendous. This is
Even the Jameson
funniest-
part?
This is the funniest shit I've ever seen in my fucking
And
life.
flanked by Jameson here.
These guys,
That's me.
and they're just fucking flexing, and it is like doing this fucking shit, and it made me fucking cry laughing watching their match because it's like they're programmed. And that's just their fucking stance. Like every time they walk, it could be fucking 2 fucking steps to go pick up somebody on a turnbuckle. They still gotta fucking keep the
The hot dogging.
the fucking.
I will
hands
credit
going.
them, man. They're entertaining.
But yeah, and this whole end
but
here.
It's
I will not credit this match though. This match was garbage.
this is awful.
The
This
match
is
was one of
just
the-
awful.
It was punch
in my
kick for
opinion.
15 minutes. Camera cut to Lanny Poffo. By the way, God bless his soul. Shouts
Love
out Lanny Poffo.
I fucking love Lanny
He took
Poffo.
chicken shit and made it chicken salad with the genius character. Because
I was cheering for Lanny Poffo.
I love Lanny
to
Poffo.
beat the fuck out of Jameson.
and you know what? At one point,
did.
he slapped the shit out of Jameson.
Slapped the shit
I'm
out
like
of him.
Paul Mooney.
I stood and I applauded. I loved every bit of it.
I got up from my couch and I clapped because Lanny Poffo smacking Jameson was great. And if he just laid down on the ground the whole time, it would have been great. But instead, he got back up, and what'd he do?
He hitted me. He hitted me.
yeah, no, he's
me.
he's
like-
such a fucking.
I
like,
want to beat the shit out
Yeah,
of him, too.
you want to beat the fuck
Oh my
out
god!
of him.
But thankfully, if you're listening with audio, the show's amazing because Heenan destroys Jameson this whole
Exactly.
match.
I think he needs one of those bushwhacker outfits. I'll tell you what he needs. He needs to be put to sleep. Oh, would you stop?
See, now that is. Like,
I was
genius.
dying. I was
Yeah.
dying.
That's literally like what makes the pay per view, man.
Oh,
is, like,
Heenan is just speaking everything I'm thinking. It's just like I fucking
Yeah.
hate him.
Yeah,
It's
Heenan's like the super like
He's the
pissed
best.
old man.
buries the shit out of him. The match finishes, thank God. Nothing against the Beverly brothers, but they didn't do any favors for this match. It
was awful.
It was bad. And then the ending, the fucking Jameson got his dukes up and he's just like,
Yeah, I'm gonna bash him.
it's like, shut the fuck up. Oh, I hate him. I hate him.
I'll tell you, man, this fucking match, that fucking Bushwhackers promo, all that, my wife watching this said, wow, this is why you are the way you are now.
You're a bushwhacker, Mario.
I am a fucking bushwhacker now. But it was, yeah, after we watched this, we had to go in the Stop and Shop to fucking, like, just go grocery shop for some snacks and shit. It's like late at night, 8 o'clock. Nobody's in the fucking grocery store. So we were both going down, doing the Bushwhackers walk.
Oh, no.
That's
Just-
funny.
It was just, it's funny. I almost want to get a Bushwhackers t-shirt.
Oh, my God.
Lick
Enough about
people's
Jameson.
faces.
Enough about Jameson. I can't take it. Mean Gene's backstage and he interviews the Legion of Doom.
Hell yeah.
Why weren't they just the Road Warriors when they came to WWE?
It's a whole name thing, right? You can't.
The Legion of Doom is from Superman.
Yeah. Or,
Well,
yeah.
like, what the
DC thing.
I don't
Like,
know.
isn't that-
Legion of Doom sounds like evil.
I guess.
Evil.
Road Warriors aren't they? They're baby faces.
Yeah.
They look cool.
Not baby faces, but
no.
their faces.
They're they were tremendous in the ring, and their character, their look, it was great. I just have one question.
Yeah.
Why did they talk so loud?
We will face all challengers. Typhoon and Earthquake. We got the biggest team. They want to throw their weight around. We want to throw your weight around too.
Oh,
Dude,
dude,
screaming at me.
I think that goes for the whole show.
That's cool,
Everyone's
brother.
fucking yelling at you.
I think it's the book.
Everybody's yelling. Like,
It's like-
I was pretty like I was a little baked watching the show,
Me too.
and everyone is fucking yelling at you. I'm
It's-
like,
it's-
calm down, bro.
It's very scary.
Like, other than like Jake the Snake, it's nice listening to Jake the Snake because
Yeah.
he's just gonna talk.
But, like, God
but like
damn,
everyone
dude.
else, man, calm down.
Everybody's shouting at the top of their lungs, and a Hawk with
Fucking-
the funniest entrance to any sentence,
Well,
just going
I
off.
love that.
Yeah, dude. I was afraid because he was like Hawk was in the camera, and I thought like he was gonna shoot a fucking coke booger at the camera. Scared the shit out of me. But they face off
brother,
against
I
the
forgot.
Natural Disasters.
With fucking Jimmy Hart again.
I like Travich with
His
the Jimmy
fourth
Hart.
time entering this whole paper.
Y'all aren't gonna believe me, and Kelly didn't believe me, but this is a fact. Okay, Earthquake. John Tenta, 28 years old here.
what?
He is 28 years old.
Holy shit, man.
What the fuck?
Goddamn.
Built
bro.
different, man.
Built way different. He was a sumo, like a shoot sumo in Japan.
Oh, really? I did
Yeah.
not know
He
that.
wrestled in Japan as a sumo, and then he turned pro wrestling, and then he came to America. 'Cause Vince loved his look.
His tights, man. You're like a centimeter away from seeing a ball.
I can see his gooch just looking at that
Then
photo.
you have Shockmaster.
The Shockmaster. Not John Tenta. Fred Ottman. Fred Ottman. I think he's related to Dusty. So
Really?
he's Cody's uncle. Uncle Fred. Uncle Fred is Shock.
Typhoon.
Did you ever hear that story about Dusty talking about the Shockmaster?
At home, they're watching this on television. All the kids.
Cody.
Young Cody's there. With all the kids, they're watching this. And the kids looked at it in fright, and they're laughing, and they looked at it in fright. And Cody turns around to all the other kids, and he says, I think that was Uncle Fred.
That's good.
That's one of my favorite Dusty stories.
Oh, rest in peace, Dusty.
Rest in peace, Dusty. This match was just paint by numbers, big guy tag team.
Yeah.
Natural Disasters and, L.O.D.
L.O.D's cool.
Yeah, L.O.D. is great. And but one thing I despise about this match, the finish. Double count on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, on a pay-per-view.
On a pay-per-view that people paid upwards of $60 to see.
Yep.
Double count out for the tag titles.
Yep. That shit like that, if that happened now...
Oh,
like,
people
it
would
be-
kill. But the crowd popped. It's like, oh,
Yeah, they don't
double
care.
count
They
out.
just happen to be
Yay!
there. They just
Oh,
happen to be there.
you could have took a shit in the middle of the ring. People would have applauded it.
Facts,
They were
yeah.
Oh my god.
great fans.
It's like imagine I don't even know how long the match is. It felt short. It was just big guys barely moving, just beating the shit out of each other. Then a fucking double count out. It's like at this time, like Misawa and Kawada and Keiji Muto and Jushin Liger, they're all killing it in Japan. And then
this shit
us
was
Americans had to put up with this shit.
Double count.
Double count out on a
pay-per-view.
pay-per-view.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
you.
This guy, who's that guy?
So Sean Mooney is back.
Sean Mooney.
Sean Mooney's backstage and he gives an interview to the.
Before you do that, Gorilla's like, let's go to Sean Mooney, and Bobby Heenan's like, who? And then he just does that.
Right now, let's take you right to Sean Mooney. Who?
And I'm like with him. I'm like, who?
Heenan was a gem, dude. Who? Sean Mooney backstage with the Natural Disasters. I wonder how that room smells.
Yeah, it must be pretty
That
stinky
must
in there.
be. You got fucking Jimmy Hart. You got
yeah,
Earthquake.
That's enough of a stinky
Typhoon?
smell.
Imagine backstage must have been fucking disgusting.
Oh, you seeing fucking Typhoon's nuts?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah,
He
seeing
has-
his ass and his hairy
fucking-
asshole.
Just toxic masculinity at its finest. And
Everybody's sweaty. You can see
fucking-
John Tenta's vagina.
people got fucking revolvers in their fucking nutsack.
It's crazy.
They're like fucking shooting each
Yeah,
other.
Undertaker was like, "That's when men were men."
Yeah,
Nobody playing video games
Nobody-
back in that day.
Nobody-
We were looking at
balls. That's right.
These sisters are back here playing Rocket League on their little computer. We used to fucking bring razor blades in. Like, fucking relax.
Xavier's playing with the Switch. Back in my day, we took 30 somas before the match and 30 somas after. Gene Okerlund celebrates with Roddy Piper, who just won the IC title. This is a dope promo. He's just like, in the first time in history, I'm going to be IC champion and WWF champion in the same night. Like,
hell yeah.
You really want to root for Roddy. Because he was a
great
bad
role,
motherfucker.
great role in this Royal Rumble match.
Tremendous role.
Hell yeah, there
We
he
go
is.
back to Shawn Mooney interviewing Shawn Michaels, the newly churned Shawn Michaels. Like, this is
just
fresh.
happened.
And we got to see that barbershop.
Was it the week before?
thing.
Yeah, the week before, Shawn Michaels was trying
famous.
to console Marty Jannetty. He was a coward. He jumped through the window, as Monsoon said. He's like, "Oh, Jannetty is a coward. He tried to escape through the window." But we got like fresh-faced Heartbreak Kid, just turned Heartbreak
This
Kid.
is history.
He would cement his legacy as a Heartbreak Kid for years to come. What a G!
And become one of the greatest wrestlers to ever exist.
My number one. He's my number one.
Ric Flair winning this belt doesn't even fucking realize he's gonna retire to that man.
Well,
retire, you know,
retire.
WWF, WWE retire.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Lord Alfred Hayes backstage with Ric Flair, and Rick surprisingly very like mundane.
Very mundane. He's not
Well, Alfred Hayes, I threw number 3. Okay, I drew
Okay.
number 3. Okay, that's really hard, but I'm going to do it. Okay, okay, thank you.
okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So it is so funny to hear him talk in this, but then I still hear the voices we do.
Oh, yeah,
for sure, yeah. no.
Well, I drew
Present
number
day.
3. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
I have no, but before I have a question. So, Ric Flair being in this Rumble,
Yeah.
how much of a big deal that is at this time?
It would be the equivalent, honestly, if Kenny Omega left All Elite Wrestling and he debuted at like Survivor Series and then entered the Rumble. That would be the modern day equivalent.
That's huge. With
ahead.
Rick, he was in WCW or NWA.
It would have
NWA?
been WCW because it was Jim Crockett Promotions and it became WCW, and the new president of WCW, Jim Hurd, he took over WCW and he wanted he wanted Rick to like, okay, nobody.
We want to call you Spartacus. Is that what it is?
We gotta put an earring on my ear and call me Spartacus.
I mean, that is fucking insulting.
To be honest, though, it's fucking insulting.
It is insulting.
This
I'm with
motherfucker.
him. This is fucking the Nature Boy.
He carried 1980s pro wrestling on his back, and this idiot comes in. It's like he's basically like the first Russo. It's just like, you're gonna be Spartacus and cut your hair. Rick obviously said, "Fuck that! I'm going to the Fed," and he took the title with him because he didn't get his deposit back. So technically,
What a
legally,
fucking dog.
he owned the title. So imagine, okay, hypothetically, imagine if MJF left All Elite Wrestling with the AEW Championship and showed up in WWE.
God damn.
That's how big it was then. But it's so weird to hear him talk. It's such a solemn, like, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Number 3. Okay? Not going to be easy. It's not going to be difficult.
We're gonna go out there, right? And we're gonna go get some beers with Kid Rock at the bar. Okay.
Kid Rock wasn't even a thing. But Mario put it eloquently earlier. We don't get these anymore. We got Macho Man cutting this crazy-ass promo saying that he's going to win. And the most famous Macho Man dig it comes from this promo. He ends the promo.
Yeah,
dig it!
It doesn't sound real. It
It's
sounds
so
like
insane.
a fucking sound effect.
Dig it!
Sid is coked out of his fucking mind. in
Never
his
sold
back.
on Sid, man. I was never sold on Sid.
I don't know, man. The ramen noodle hair just tweaks me out.
That's what tweaks you out
Yeah.
about fucking Sid?
If he was bald, I think it'd be way more convincing. He would have been like a 10-time world champion if he was bald. Like the ramen noodle hair, nobody can buy that.
Oh my god.
Repo.
Repo, man. This was distracting. This really... I give it a negative point. I give this Rumble somewhat of a negative point because of Repo.
It's like
Man,
if
'cause it's so insulting. to
Repo
me.
Man would be like a baby, like the product of Doug Walker and Portuguese Hero. If they had a baby, it would be Repo Man.
It's like watching like the final confrontation of Obi-Wan and Anakin. I loved you, and then Jar Jar Binks is jerking off in the background. This is what it's like. We have these great superstars of like Macho Man, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, and this fuckhead, and then the fucking Repo Man shows up.
I'm gonna take everything.
I hate
it's hilarious.
He's like back in the camera. Hey, come over here. Hey, I got something to tell you. You know, that's
You sound like Austin.
I got
something.
that was Austin's first gimmick with the
My
Repo Man.
favorite part of Repo Man is when he got eliminated. The way how he sold it was really.
He sold it.
Oh yeah,
He was like, he was looking side to side, like he's literally like a gremlin that's so out of place.
Trust me,
It's
I
like
got-
Ric Flair's getting this like awesome moment in pro wrestling history, and then you have fucking literally Jar Jar Binks
He's a Jar Jar Binks
in the Rumble.
I think
Getting his
Jameson-
own wrestling like promo interview, whatever the
All
fuck.
right.
He was chosen out of the one of the 7 they used for the promo.
I know, right? Like that's how you know
Like
it was
who?
a tough time.
Who was
It
wearing a
tough
Repo
time
Man
wrestling.
shirt in that crowd? I want to meet that person.
I would have gotten a Repo Man shirt. You on your fucking
I would get
mind?
a Repo Man shirt now, but
Yeah,
like
big
not
facts.
back then.
Bulldog is, coked up, and Jake's coked up,
Jake's
and
also
Alicia was not
perfect
convinced.
scoped up.
everybody's
pretty much
everybody in
coked
this
up.
promo just took a huge bump,
Ali-
and not the wrestling bump.
oh, not.
They do that later.
Alicia kept asking me.
Take a tough
Oh, did my mic go off? Oh, no.
No, you're
Oh,
good, brother.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Hey, don't worry about nothing. Lay down.
My wife literally watching British Bulldog do a promo was like, "Is that his real accent?"
Yeah,
I'm like-
the British Bulldog talks like a mixture of Scottish and English at the same time.
like
To-
as a kid, or like just like overall, just seeing him because I don't know much about the British Bulldog.
I
but
honestly never cared for him.
I don't either. I just hear he's a good wrestler.
I mean, because I guess like he would be the equivalent of like the British Hulk Hogan, I guess, because he's like
Really?
he's all Britain, super
him and
babyface.
Rick in the first segment of the Rumble was great. I thought they worked really good.
Oh, absolutely.
together.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about that. Rumble.
But yeah, he's definitely I remember him being pretty over with people back in
Yeah.
the day. So like
was.
I never really followed his career too tightly. I've only seen him in like this, obviously,
The
and
video
a couple
games.
of other things.
Rick, you heard his soft voice with Alfred Hayes. He's like, "Okay, I drew number 3." On this one, he's shouting like a motherfucker.
To be the man. He's ready to come out, bro.
Be the man. He's going off. Taker's. I can't believe he's only like 25 here. He's a kid.
That's crazy. You know, it's crazy.
He's your
seeing him
age.
being like, it's crazy seeing him like be the new, like one of the newer wrestlers here.
It's insane to think about. Like he's brand
It's
spanking
really
new.
cool to see.
And then Hogan obviously cuts, his red, white, and blue racist
Beautiful.
promo.
It's a beautiful promo.
It's a beautiful fucking promo.
It is.
And what you gonna do when Hulk Hogan and his little Hulksters rumble?
The Rumble match itself, the most popular thing on this show, and for good reasons. It's one of my favorite Rumbles of all time. Probably in the top 3 for me. This match goes so fucking hard, and it tells a great story between Ric Flair and Bobby Heenan's love story. It's so goddamn good.
Bobby Heenan, man, is one of the MVPs of this Royal Rumble, and he's not even in the fucking match.
He's not in the match, and he's putting on his absolute best, heel character. He's so goddamn good. Bulldog starts the match. DiBiase starts the match with Sherry. Sherry is
gorgeous.
Oh my god, Sherry is so goddamn beautiful. But they have an amazing little first thing. Bulldog eliminates DiBiase, and then Flair comes, and the cowbells are going off, and Heenan's pissed.
Damn it.
Everything, Gorilla, he's trying to ease the pain for his friend. He's like, well, nobody from number 1 to 5 has ever won the Rumble. Then Heenan's just like, oh, shut up. He's so goddamn good. Flair bumped his fucking ass off in this match.
Yeah, he took
Classic Flair
over,
selling.
25 fucking body drops.
He did the beg. He did the beg thing against Bulldog.
so many times. He did that so many
He
times.
does not want to be
He
hit.
flare flopped fucking 3 times. It was great.
He flare flopped a shit ton in this match.
It was great.
He was on top form, but he's used to it, man. Nobody in the Fed at that time worked hour matches. Flair can
Rick
work
did.
an hour in his sleep because he was doing it for years and years and years. Number 4 was Sags, Nasty Boy Sags, and he was immediately dumped.
Yeah, who fucking cares? It's just it's elimination fodder.
And he's
basically.
a stupid, like in kayfabe, he's stupid because he's facing out, hot dogging at the crowd, and then Bulldog eliminates him. It's like I get it, like in terms of wrestling, like yeah, that's a smart.
How are you that easily distracted?
It pissed me off. I saw that. Like, one thing you should never do in the Rumble is A, be on the apron, or I'm sorry,
go in the fucking ring and do what you gotta
or
do.
B, face the other way.
Yeah,
that's stupid.
Stop fiddle fucking around.
For God's sake. Oh my God. Everything with Bulldog and Flair was dope in this match. Everything with Bulldog and Flair was tremendous in this match. Haku, I think, came out at number 5, went right after Babyface, Bulldog, and Flair's like, yeah, fuck you. And then all of a sudden, Haku turns on Flair. And it's just like this super fun scrap. HBK came in at number 6, got booed like a motherfucker in this match.
Yeah, just turned freshly heel, of course.
Was it weird to see Shawn and Flair go to blows? No, I meant like, isn't it crazy to think?
But
years
their
later,
future.
Yeah, like I said before.
I'm sorry, super kick. Just
Yeah.
Like that would be.
I think the most
16
weird
years in
thing
the future.
about that is fucking Shawn's tights. I don't fuck with those tights.
A few times Rick was about to get eliminated during that match, and Heenan is going fucking ballistic. He's just like, Gorilla, I need some water.
Oh yeah, I know.
He's like, give me something to drink.
Bobby is like on the like the cusp of fainting like 10 times during this whole match.
It was funny. He's shouting like, give me water, and then like it goes to the match, it's all quiet, and then he just goes, something with a kick. Oh, by the way, the rebranding of certain people. Tito Santana is now El Matador.
Oh yeah.
But they still keep calling him Tito Santana.
He was calling him Tito.
He was still calling him like they're not. They clearly don't give a fuck.
Vince has a weird fetish with fucking nicknaming people. Remember a couple years ago, Bearcat Keith Lee?
Oh my God,
terrible that was.
Yeah,
but they still called him Keith Lee, even though he was a Bearcat. It's fucking
Lost
stupid.
Matador. Like it's clearly like not even like a mask or anything. It's clearly just fucking Tito Santana, just with fucking Lost Matador.
What's
pants.
the point? They also did it with Kerry Von Erich, Texas Tornado.
Yeah, Texas Tornado. Did they call him Kerry? I'm sure. Kerry.
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 Kerry Von Erich.
I found the money, Kerry.
Oh my God. So he goes right after Flair, and he almost eliminates Flair. And then Bobby is screaming.
Perfect. Get out here.
Like, I love any noise from Bobby Heenan.
Yeah.
I fucking love that shit.
It's hilarious.
He says Shawn Michaels good. He said, Bobby says, because Shawn Michaels is attacking El Matador, and he says to Monsoon, he's gonna make guacamole out of El Matador.
Lots of will you stop?
He's like, are you serious? He's like, look at his tights, they're green.
Will you be serious?
Shawn Michaels is making guacamole out of El Matador. He is not.
The Rumble wasn't anything like in ring. Wasn't really anything special. It was really straightforward at times, and then I think it really started getting its fire once like Roddy came in.
Oh yeah.
And then after that it started getting pretty exciting and you started to get more stars. Like Virgil.
Of course. Virgil.
It felt like Virgil was number 30. I know he wasn't. But like
the jobber
but
jog.
like he came in so late. Like it was so weird to me. So
It's so weird.
literally Bobby Heenan was carrying it for a
Bobby
while.
Heenan was like the John Williams to this match. He was like conducting the best music I've ever heard in my life. Like, I think it was after the low blow. Heenan says, "Of course he did that." It's like, "Of course he did." Gorilla's like, "No, you can't do that. That's wrong. You can't do that." And Heenan's just like, "I would do it to my grandmother. Do you know what's at stake here?" It's like, I could just picture Heenan blowing his grandma. Do you guys remember the Barbarian?
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
the
slightly,
I,
yeah.
Well, like I don't want to remember.
I'm sure he's
it.
a sweet guy, but like, who cares?
Who cares? Who fucking cares?
He looks like a Gorgonite from Small Soldiers.
Yeah, no, he looks like. Who cares, man? Like you could tell, like especially without the entrance music.
Oh yeah,
you can tell who's like excited, like like who the crowd is excited to see and who they're not excited to see.
Oh God!
Some of them
pop.
don't. Some of them get boos. Some of them don't even get fucking reactions. Like Skinner,
like Repo Man and Greg Valentine.
Greg Valentine. Yeah,
Who
like,
gave a shit?
who fucking cares?
I don't think one person got on their feet for Greg Valentine.
I think probably Rick and the Hulk probably got some of the biggest pops.
Rick, Hulk, Macho Man, Roddy Piper,
Yeah.
like around there.
Nikolai Volkov.
Dude, also
He
another
barely
thing-
lasted a minute in that match.
Like, I know this match is legendary, and of course, I think like the finish and Ric Flair like being champion outweighs the whole match, of course. But just judging it as a Royal Rumble match, I don't think it's anything crazy.
Yeah, this is
especially it has a lot of moments, especially where Nikolai Volkov, when he comes in, he
Oh my
has
God.
no idea what to do. He has no he like a lot of people when they come in the ring, they're like, who the fuck am I gonna fight? They're like choosing. They're thinking about like what their spot is.
it's got to be called on the fly.
Is it like I'm sure it's extremely confusing, a Royal Rumble match. I can't even fathom doing that in real life.
I bet
so
back
much
then it was
respect
like-
getting that work,
yeah.
but like Royal Rumbles now, like you have a spot, and like
Yeah.
once you get called out, there's a moment in the match that feels structured
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
way. This one didn't really have any
No structure at all. It was point A to point B. Flair, you're going over, but stay in the ring.
Yeah. And then like the Hulk Hogan thing at the end too. Like
One of the
that
one of the Rumbles that have like the best like story, like top to bottom, is probably the Rumble 2001.
Oh, that one's great.
Yeah, because you had your cool section in the beginning, you had your comedy with
Had
Honky
your
Tonk
comedy
Man.
spots.
You had your hardcore segment, and then you had the main eventers come out at the end.
You
Like,
had
it
a
was
shit ton of
perfect.
shit, man. You had a shit.
It was
ton.
perfect. Mario, did you have a favorite like elimination or favorite like person in this match? I guess.
I mean, of course, the Rick entrance is iconic.
Any of his moments, honestly.
Yeah, and he was always kind of that guy where he was just like, all right, this is my office. Come on in. I'm going to send you right back out. You know, he's doing a lot of assists. You see a lot of assists with him. He's like, someone's got him over someone else over the rope. Rick's there to help him, but also fuck the guy that's pushing him over the rope. And he's like getting knee limbs. He probably has the most
Knee limbs.
He's
It's like Overwatch. Getting limbs.
Yeah, he's a fucking fucking diva. But like, yeah, like just I think he has the most eliminations probably.
Flair has like the greatest moments in that Rumble.
Yeah, like
He has the
just
greatest moments.
so refreshing to look at because man, honestly, the last Rick match I saw was the fucking retirement match. Me and you saw it together.
That wasn't it. That was a snuff film.
It was
Oh,
depressing.
brother.
Me and Andrew on the fucking edge of our seats, literally.
Imagine being at peak Zoot watching an old man may or may not die.
Every bump,
Terrifying.
every bump was like, oh,
Especially the suplex.
Suplex Ric Flair. No. My God. No. My God.
Oh, there's a spot where fucking Jake the Snake is about to DDT Flair, and like back then a DDT was like lights out, like it's done. He was about to DDT Flair, but fucking Piper hits Jake Roberts for the save. Heenan fucking was just like, oh, thank you, Piper. Thank you, Piper.
You never thought I'd say this, but thank you, Roddy. It's a kilt. It's not a skirt. It's a kilt.
I watched the first half of the Rumble last night, and then I watched the second half this
Today.
morning. So like, just I remember just Heenan just going, "It's not a skirt." I was like playing like probably like something. I was playing like Vampire Survivors or something. Because that's a perfect game to just play while while watching something, or like because
Power Wash Simulator.
Power Wash Simulator is another one
Games
where
out.
you don't really need to like
You don't need a brain
you don't
cell
really need
play
to
that
pay
game.
attention.
I
to
just played
the game.
Pokemon Leaf Green on my Game Boy while I was watching.
Oh, that stressed me the fuck out.
But,
I'd lose
like,
my shit.
Another like Bobby thing, you did like mention it, like, oh, I need a drink, but he's also like a little later on, he's like, oh man, I'm so thirsty, I need a drink. You, give me a drink. He's so fucking
That
good.
commentary's so fun. That's where like kind of piqued Alicia's interest too, because she's like not watching it, but she hears everything, and just like the little banter of
Oh,
like
the audio,
It's
man.
like I hate sitting next to you. I'm like, oh, that's too bad. You know, like just
Yeah,
so
yeah.
good.
Gorilla's
like-
like the perfect like straight face.
He gets progressively more thirsty as the show goes on. By like 27, he's just like, "Oh my god, I'm soaked. I need a drink."
Yeah, he's sweating.
He's sweating his balls off.
He was, again, like we mentioned before, he is the MVP of this Rumble other than Rick.
Please let him win it, please. I'm sorry for everything
Okay, one thing we need to talk about in this fucking match. Okay? Hogan is a babyface, right?
Of course he is.
Okay, and Sid, at this moment in time, even though he looked stupid, was a babyface.
Really?
Yep, he was a babyface. And he was Hulk's friend. Hulk eliminated Sid.
Didn't Sid...
No, Hogan got eliminated, and then he eliminated Sid.
But Sid, there must have been a reason why.
No, Hogan was just jealous he got eliminated. I swear to God.
He got eliminated by Sid?
And that's why they had their match at WrestleMania 8 that year.
Duh! Of course I'm gonna fucking eliminate you, dude. You betrayed me, brother.
It's every man for himself. That's what Sid said.
Okay, so Hulk Hogan's like, fuck you, bro.
Yeah, but in the 2000 Rumble, when fucking Rikishi eliminated Too Cool didn't fucking eliminate Rikishi. It was just good sportsmanship.
But this is Hulkamania, bro. It's for the title.
What are you talking about? He's an asshole.
Is the crowd supporting Hulk? Then there's your answer.
No.
There's your answer.
Look, he pulls him
get
out.
Yeah, fuck Sid Justice.
And not only does he fuck his friend, but he gives the title to Flair.
As he should. Rick's the GOAT. That's good booking from Hulk.
He would rather have
But
Ric
I see
Flair.
your point. I see your
He'd
point.
rather have his sworn enemy win the title than his friend eliminate him. That's stupid. If Mario eliminated me, okay, in the Royal Rumble, I wouldn't pull Mario out because it's every man for himself.
You wouldn't, but he probably would.
I'd be like,
oh yeah, I'd be pissed.
yeah.
See?
Oh, you're petty. You're petty spaghetti.
I'd be pissed.
But he's still a babyface.
God damn it. Obviously, from that finish, Rick wins.
Hell yeah, from the help of Hulk Hogan.
By the help of Hulkamania, brother.
Because always
On your
Hogan
left,
has to get
dude.
your shit in, brother.
On your left, dude.
On your left, dude.
Congratulations, Ric Flair, on becoming the undisputed champion of the World Wrestling Federation.
And we get the most iconic Rick promo probably out there, next to the
greatest promo of all
limousine
time.
ride and all that. Like, this is probably the second most iconic
Yeah, after the
promo.
Yeah, after the match, Hogan, ran Flair off, and then didn't Hogan and Sid have like a fucking stare down or something after?
Yeah, there was something after the fact that...
It was like a shoving match.
Yeah. What a way to end a fucking Rumble. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't fucking care about Hulk Hogan.
But
I do. I do, but this angle is horrible.
Ric Flair just won the Royal Rumble, and it's still about Hulk Hogan.
Yep. It always is, brother. You're in the WWF.
But I do like that we got, like, again, this Rick promo, which we don't really get. I mean, now we get the press conferences that Triple H started now after pay-per-views, which is great. But I like you're just walking past Gorilla. You just won. Let's talk to this guy. Fucking Roman takes a shower and goes and talks for 5 minutes.
Yeah, because
working the crowd.
Ric Flair's fresh from the ring, and Gene put that cigarette out. Gives the mic to Rick, and he cuts probably the greatest promo of his career.
Yeah, I'm sure
I would
he
say.
just fucking just thinks of that shit.
With a tear in my eye.
This is the greatest moment of my life.
Followed with a hyped ass fucking Bobby Heenan.
Oh, God.
And Mr. Perfect.
Chef kiss. Perfect ending.
It was great. Great ending.
Woo! Let's give a big one. Woo!
Let's take him home.
Let's take him home.
Go home.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching, listening, whatever you're doing, to Wrestling's Real. Remember, wrestling is real.
I'm jerking off on TikTok for the working man.
For the working man.
For the working man.
I'll give you a Common Ranger assault rifle whenever you need it, brother.
I got myself a green pump right here. Green pump.
We're landing in... We're going to be landing at Cozy Condos, brother.
Maybe my inventory's too common, but I'm bad, baby, and they know I'm bad.
Oh, dude, I want polka dot skins for the fucking weapons now.
He's just a common man.
I want Dusty in Fortnite. Imagine
where we landed, boy.
Never say
and just
never.
his emo, just like jiving and
Yeah,
shit.
Sapphire as like a back plate.
Sapphire is a back bling.
Yeah, it's just like a small, short, and chibi-looking sapphire.
I'm gonna hire somebody.
That's
to
right,
draw that.
baby.
Oh my god.